perfectly researched drops. And today we are going to be doing the director of the CIA. I know we were doing about the Directorate of Analysis, but I couldn't really find anything that corresponded with anything else that could correspond, and so we're going to go on to the director. So I think I'm going to do the first bit first, but I will be doing the rest of the directorates later on, and I will also carry on going through that about page with the types of jobs and things in another video, and I'm going to make a CIA playlist, which when I do, I will stick in the corner thing. I'm pointing at it and you can't see it, so don't worry. But right now we're going to do the director of the CIA. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, about CIA. Director of the CIA. The Director of the CIA oversees intelligence collection, analysis, and covert action to advance U.S. national security. This is something else we're going to work on a little bit later, so covert action is not going to be the next series, that bit. So after I've done this, we'll probably go on to the National Security Act, and then we're going to do covert action. So don't worry, we are going to learn about covert action. Okay. The role of the director. The role of the director of the CIA, CIA, is to manage the agency's intelligence collection, analysis, covert action, counterintelligence, and liaison relationships with foreign services. The CIA also oversees the management of foreign intelligence acquired by human sources, what we call HUMIT, which we've already done. And once I've done the CIA playlist, it will be up in the, I'm putting at my right hand corner of the screen. Okay. The director is nominated by the president with the advice, consent, and confirmation of the Senate. The CIA reports to the Director of National Intelligence. Okay, so I think what we're going to do, I'm going to leave it here for now, and then in the next segment we will look up some things. So I shall see you then, and in this segment we're going to look up the Director of the CIA. So let's click on that, search, and have a little look about. Okay, so let's compare what we saw on the director of the CIA on the CIA website and compare it with what Wikipedia has to say. We all know Wikipedia isn't like the most reliable source, but we're going to be looking up many sources anyway, so it doesn't really take away from anything. Okay, so let's have a little look about. Director of the Central Intelligence Agency. Okay. Sorry about that. Oh, and you might notice I'm not putting the pages so big. I have brand new glasses now. I actually have to have reading glasses and then fast sight glasses as well for going out. So I'm getting old, as you can imagine. Yay! But we'll read this and hopefully now I can see it like it's HD television. Will be alright. Okay. The director of the Central Intelligence Agency, the CIA, is a statutory office 50 USC Similons, it looks like SIM money, 3036, that functions as the head of the Central Intelligence Agency, which in turn is a part of the United States intelligence community. Okay, hold on. So let's look at this first. Okay. Director of the Central Intelligence Agency. So the A. Director of the Central Intelligence Agency. There is a Director of the Central Intelligence Agency who shall be appointed by the President by and with the advice and consent of the Senate. B. Supervision. The Director of the Central Intelligence Agency shall report to the Director of National Intelligence regarding the activities of the Central Intelligence Agency. So, whenever they're doing activities, the Central Intelligence Agency Director must report to the Director of National Intelligence. C. Duties. The Director of the Central Intelligence Agency shall 1. Serve as the head of the Central Intelligence Agency, and 2. Carry out the responsibilities specified in subsection D. And we're on subsection D now. Okay. Responsibilities. The Director of the Central Intelligence Agency shall collect information through human sources and by other appropriate means, except that the Director of the Central Intelligence Agency shall have no police, subpoena, or law enforcement powers or internal security functions. So if he's investigating something, he's not held up by law enforcement powers or subpoenas or anything like that. 2. Correlate and evaluate intelligence related to the national security and provide appropriate dissemination of such intelligence. I think that one is a bit clear there. Number 3, provide overall direction for the coordination of the collection of national intelligence outside the United States through human sources, and I will have to put this up just a little bit. Thank you. Just because that was a bit small and I can't do far and nearsighted at the same time unless I have varifocals. And I don't. They just sound like a pain. Okay. Of national intelligence outside the United States through human sources by elements of the intelligence community authorized to undertake such collection and, in coordination with other departments, agencies, or elements of the United States government, which are authorized to undertake such collection, ensure that the most effective use is made of resources and that appropriate account is taken of the risk to the United States and those involved in such collection. Okay, so they help with the collection of intelligence from outside the United States. They deal with human intelligence. And authorize agencies or elements of the United States government which are authorized to undertake such collection. Ensure that the most effective use is made of resources. So make sure they're not overusing resources, and that the appropriate account is taken of the risks. So they have to make sure that whatever they do, they're risking. So there's going to be some risks. So they have to be aware of that and tell the others in the agency that this is what is going to happen. Okay. 4. Perform such functions and duties related to intelligence affecting the national security as the President or the Director of National Intelligence may direct. So, if the Director of National Intelligence says, I want you to look up blah, 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 they have to do it. Okay. E. Termination of employment of CIA employees. 1. Notwithstanding the provisions of any other law, the Director of the Central Intelligence Agency may, in the discretion of the Director, terminate the employment of any officer or employee of the Central Intelligence Agency whenever the Director deems the termination of employment of such officer or employee necessary or advisable in the interests of the United States. Okay, so it could be that this person is leaking information or something like that. They can go and go, no, we're firing you. Okay. Any termination of employment of an officer or employee under paragraph 1 shall not affect the right of the officer or employee to seek or accept employment in other departments, agency, or elements of the United States government if declared eligible for such employment by the Office of Personnel Management. Okay, so if they do fire them and they're able to, and it's not a really bad thing that they've done, then they can be employed by another agency or department. F. Coordination with foreign governments. Under the director of the direction, sorry, I was going to say the director of directors then, of the Director of National Intelligence, and in a manner consistent with Section 3927 of Title 22. Okay. Why? This is legalese. Chief of Mission. Okay. Under direction of the President, the Chief of Mission to a foreign country shall have full responsibility for the direction, coordination, and supervision of all government executive branch employees in that country, except for Voice of America correspondents on official assignments and employees under the command of a United States Area Military Command. So they direct other countries' governments. Shall keep fully and currently informed with respect to all activities and operations of the government within that country, and shall ensure that all government executive branch employees in that country, except for Voice of America correspondents on an official assignment and employees under the command of a United States Area Military Commander, comply fully with all applicable directives of the Chief of Missions. B. Oh God, is this long? No, okay. Duties of agencies with employees in foreign countries. Any executive branch, so that would be CIA, all those, having employees in a foreign country shall keep the Chief of Mission to that country fully and currently informed with respect to all activities and operations of its employees in that country, and shall ensure that all of its employees in that country, except for the Voice of America correspondents or official assignment and employees under the command of a United States Area Military Commander, comply fully with all applicable directives of the Chief of Missions. Now, this keeps coming up, the Voice of America correspondence. So I'm going to have a look and see what that is, because I don't know what that is. Voice of America is an American international broadcaster. It is the largest and oldest US funded international broadcaster. VOA produces digital, TV, and radio content in 47 languages, which it distributes to affiliate stations around the globe. Also, it's like a radio station. Okay. Okay. VOA was established in 1942, and the VOA Charter Public Law 94-350 and the 103-415 was signed into law in 1976 by President Gerald Ford. VOA is headquartered in Washington, D.C. and oversees seen by the U.S. Agency for Global Media, an independent agency of the United States. Funds are appropriated annually under the budget of embassies and consulates. In 2016, VOA broadcast an estimated 1,800 hours of radio and TV programming each week to approximately 236.6 million people worldwide, with about 1,050 employees and a taxpayer-funded annual budget of US dollars 218.5 million. Bloody hell. While some foreign audiences have a positive view of VOA, others consider it to be a form of propaganda. Okay, so they do it in a lot of languages there. And World War One, World War Two, Cold War. Because this is interesting, and I think, okay. So the Clinton administration thought about cutting Radio Free Europe, but then signed Broadcasting Act into law. Okay. Cuts in the service. In 2002, they had a budget of 22 million. WorldNet. They merged with WorldNet merged with them. Okay. So they do a lot of countries. Okay, now I'll probably do something on this because this is quite interesting. But from 1948 until its amendment in 2013, Voice of America was forbidden to broadcast directly to American citizens under Simulant's 501 of the Smith-Mundt Act. The Act was amended as a result of the passing of the Smith-Mundt Modernization Act, provision of the National Defense of Authorization Act for 2013. The intent of the legislation in 1948 was to protect the American public from propaganda actions by their own government and to have no competition with private American companies. The amendment had the intent of adapting to the internet and allow American citizens to request access to VOA content. Okay. Now, 2013 wasn't that what Obama passed? Hold on. Oh, it was first introduced by Carl E. Mundt and President Truman signed it into law. Okay. Okay. Recent interpretations. Congressional acts. So it was actually Bill Clinton. Okay, so that was Bill Clinton who signed it in there, which would go with that one. Okay, right. I am going to put this away for now. We might come back to this actually in another video series, so I'm going to keep this so that we can do that. Okay. Yeah. C. Promotion of United States goods and services. Each chief of mission to a foreign country shall have as a principal duty the promotion of United States goods and services for export to such countries. So basically, they haggle for goods and stuff to be sent to that country. B. Promotion of the United States economic interests. Each chief of mission to a foreign country shall have a principal duty the promotion of United States economic and commercial interests in such countries. So, kind of the same as the top one there. C. Okay. Alright. So, we've done that now. And I'm going to put that away. Here we go. I can't remember now if I've read. No, I haven't. Okay. The Director of the Central Intelligence Agency shall coordinate the relationships between elements of the intelligence community and the intelligence or security services of foreign governments or international organizations on all matters involving intelligence related to the national security or involving intelligence acquired through clandestine means. So let's try and unpack this mess of word salad. So because we the chief of missions, so from this, didn't we? So the Director of Central shall coordinate the relationships between elements of the community, intelligence community. So bring the intelligence community together. So it might be working with the military or what have you, and the intelligence and security services. So they also work with the governments and agencies of foreign countries involved. Also, international organisations. So that could be NGOs, couldn't it? Yeah, as well. Or large companies, maybe. I don't know. Intelligence related to the nationals. So involving national intelligence, security information, or inquired by clandestine means. And we are going to look up clandestine because later, so we will do that. So don't worry about that. I'll do a little thing about that. Okay. Let's continues. So there's our new guy, William J. Burns. We're going to do him a bit later on as well, and he's deputy. Okay. Beginning February 2017, the Director of Central Intelligence was elevated to Cabinet of the United States level status as designated by the President of the United States. This ended with the beginning of the Biden administration. Okay. So, body consisting of Vice President of the United States and the heads of the executive branches, departments in the federal government of the United States. Okay. The director reports to the Director of National Intelligence. Okay, so what does she do? Okay. Look at her smiley, Carol smiling. Okay. The Director of National Intelligence, DNI, is a cabinet-level United States government official required by the Intelligence Reform and Terrorism Prevention Act of 2004 to serve as head of the United States intelligence community and to direct and oversee the National Intelligence Program. Okay. The DNI also serves upon invitation as an advisor to the President of the United States and the executive offices of the National Security Council and the Homeland Security Council about intelligence matters related to national security. The DNI produces the President's Daily Brief, a top-secret document including intelligence from all the intelligence community agencies given each morning to the President. President George W. Bush strengthened the role of the DNI on July 30th, 2008 with Executive Order 13470. Okay. Oh, that's good. Was issued it amended the executive order to strengthen the role of the director of. Okay, so it gave them more power. Okay. Alrighty then. Which, among other things, solidified the DNI's authority to set goals for the intelligence gathering and analysis, to set policy for the sharing of intelligence with foreign agencies, and the hiring and firing of senior intelligence officials. So, if the DNI wanted to get rid of the Director of Central Intelligence, she probably could. Okay. The DNI was given further responsibility for the entire intelligence community's whistleblowing and source protection by President Obama via Presidential Policy Directive 19. Is designed to ensure that the employees who serve in the intelligence community or have access to to classified information can effectively report waste, fraud, and abuse while protecting classified information. Okay. On October 10th, 2012, under 50 USC Similons 3026, Under ordinary circumstances, it is desirable that either the Director of the Principal Duty Director of National Intelligence be an active duty commissioned officer in the armed forces or have training or experience in military intelligence activities and requirements. Only one of the two positions can be held by a military officer at any given time. The statute does not specify what rank the commissioned officer will hold during their tenure in either position. The DNI, who is appointed by the President and is subject to confirmation by Senate, serves at the pleasure of the President. Upon the inauguration of President Joe Biden, the position was elevated to cabinet level. Okay, so it was found by the director of the Central Intelligence, who was the director of. We've done that. Senators 2002 appointments. So there's been many appointments. Website issues. I don't think that's really important right now. Office of the Director of National Intelligence. The Intelligence Reform and Terrorism Prevention Act of 2004 established I think we've read that, haven't we? The ODNI's goal is to effectively integrate foreign, military and domestic intelligence in defense of the homeland and of the United States interests abroad. The ODNI has about 1,750 employees. Its headquarters are in McLean, Virginia. On March 23, 2007, DNI Mike McConnell announced organizational changes, which include evaluating acquisition to a new deputy DNI position, creating a new deputy DNI for policy, plan and requirements, replacing the deputy DNI for requirements position. That makes no sense. Okay. Establishing an executive committee designating the Chief of Staff position as the new Director of Intelligence Staff. Okay. The ODN continued to evolve under succeeding directors, culminating in a new organization focused on intelligence integration across the community. The ODNI has 6 centers and 15 offices that, together with the centers supporting the Director of National Intelligence as the head of the intelligence community, in overseeing the directing implementation of the NIP and acting as the principal advisor to the President, the National Security Council and the Homeland Security Council for intelligence matters related to national security. So there's directorates here as well. Got Mission Integration Directorate, Policy Directorate, and this is like privacy, diverse, the usual. Okay, so I thought that was that William Byrne guy then. Okay. Oh, so there's been 2 women in the position. One was acting and one is like head. and she's a smiley Carol Smiley. Okay, line of so there's a line of succession. So the line of succession for the Director of National Intelligence is as followed: 1. Principal Director, Deputy Director of National Intelligence. Number 2, so Deputy Director of National Intelligence for Intelligence Integration. Okay, number 3 would be Director of the National Counter-Terrorism Centre. Number 4 would be Director of the National Counterintelligence and Security Centre. And number 5 would be the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community. Okay. So I think we're going to do this a bit later on. So I'm not going to read too much into this. We just needed a little bit of knowledge on that. I want to do the rest of that a little bit later on, I think. And there we go. Right, we'll put these away as well, I think. So we'll do that. So we know the history of the order of succession. The order of succession determines which official shall act and perform the functions and duties of the director in the event that he or she dies. So, like the DNI succession. Hold on a second, I need a drink. Sorry about that, I can feel my voice going. Okay. If dies, resigns, or otherwise becomes unable to perform their duties, the official will serve as an acting director. If the official is already serving in an acting capacity, or he or she is otherwise not eligible under the Federal Vacancies Reform Act of 1998, the order skips to the next person in line. However, the President of the United States retains discretion to depart from the list in designating an acting director. Sorry about that. So if, say, the director becomes ill or something happens, then they have a order of succession, although the president will always have the discretion to choose someone. Okay, there's quite a long one for the Director of Central Intelligence Agency. So we'll have the Deputy, then there's Chief Operating Officer, Deputy Director of CIA for Operations, Deputy Director of CIA for Analysis, Deputy Director of CIA for Science and Technology, Deputy Director of CIA for Digital Innovation, Deputy Director of CIA for Support, General Counsel, Deputy Chief Operating Officer, Senior CIA Representative for the United Kingdom, Senior Representative for the East Coast or the West Coast. So, got quite a few to choose from. Okay. And then these are the people that were. So, we're going to go through these as well. I'm probably only going to go through the ones in the time frame of Operation Blackout, but she was acting, he's acting, or he was acting now. So we have all these people, and that's done. Okay. So I'm going to leave it here, and the next time we're probably going to look up some other sites, see what they say about the Director of Central Intelligence, and we'll go from there. So I will speak to you soon in the next segment. Bye. Director on Wikispooks. And then when we get down to this bit, we're going to compare, because I forgot to read that bit. So I'll do that. And then there's another site I want to go on, and we'll do that. So let's get down. Let's get to it. Okay. CIA Director. The Office of United States Director of Central Intelligence, DCI, was the head of the American Central Intelligence Agency from 1946 to 2005, acting as the principal intelligence advisor to the President of the United States and the United States National Security Council. And I think we've looked into that. So, okay. So, the National Security Council was established by the National Security Act of 1947 as part of the Executive Office of the United States President. It is a forum used by the President of the United States for considering national security and foreign policy matters with his senior national security advisors and cabinet officials. Okay, so it's like a step above maybe the... Well, actually, no, because that would... It's probably on the same scale as the DNI. I won't read this, but I just wanted a little, like, look into what that was. Let's see what Wikipedia says quick. The White House National Security Council is the principal forum used by the President of the United States for consideration of national security, military and foreign policy matters with senior national security advisors and cabinet officials, and is part of the Executive Office of the President of the United States. Okay, so it is on par with the DNI. Okay. Since its inception, in 1947, under Harry S. Truman, the function of the Council has been to advise and assist the President on national security and foreign policies. The Council also serves as the President's principal arm for coordinating these policies among various government agencies. The Council has counterparts in the National Security Councils of many other nations. Okay. We'll look into that a little bit more later, I think. So let's get back to that. So it was on night day, as well as the coordinator of intelligence activities among and between the various US intelligence agencies, collectively known as the United States Intelligence Community, from 1981 onwards. The DCI existed from January 1946 to 21st of April 2005. It was replaced on that day by the Director of National Intelligence. And if we remember rightly, and I've got to go down a bit, I've got to remember what we did. The DNI. Hold on. This lady, the incumbent Avril Haines, Smiley, Smiley, Carol Smiley. Okay. So as head of the intelligence community and a director of Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, as head of the CIA. Okay. Now, I want to compare, as I said before, I'm going to compare these with the ones on Wikipedia. So let's go down. And this actually goes from 2005 downwards, whereas they go from the latest upwards. So Porter Goss, General Michael Hayden, Leon Panetta in 2000. Oh, sorry, I've missed one. So no, I haven't. Leon, he was in 2011. So he was 2009 to 2011. He looks a bit like Chevy Chase, but okay, so let's see. We've got Leon. Then we've got Michael Morrell, and he was from 2011 to September 2011. Oh, he was acting, yeah. So the yellow denotes that they were acting. Okay. And then we have David Petraeus. Let's voice this. Speak, man. Petraeus. Okay. And he was September 2011 to November 2012. So, Morel acting, Petraeus, and then Michael Morel was acting again from November 2012 to March 2013. Then it was John Brennan, area, 8th of March 2013 to 2017. Then it was Moreau Park, and she was acting, so she was from January to 20th, 2017 to 23rd of January. So she only got 3 days. Whoa, 3 days. No, they haven't got that down, unfortunately. Okay. And then we got Mike Pompeo. I think that's his name. Let's. Pompeo. Okay. And he was January 23rd, 2017 to April 26th, 2018. Then Gina Haspel acted for a while, a month, from April 26th, 2018 to May 21st, 2018, and then she became a director from the 21st of May to January 20th, 2021. And then after that, acting was David Cohen, and he was January 20th, 2021, acting to March 19th, 2021. And then it's William J. Burns. So March 19th, 2021 to present. Okay. And it shows some of the ages, so I think he passed away, wasn't it? Oh, I think it was someone else. Might be thinking of someone else. 66, 69, 83, 76, 82, 57, 64. Whoa. Okay. So we've done that page now. So I think the next thing we are going to do is we are going to go up and just ignore all the things on there because they're not in order. Okay. This also shows you the people that were there when it was the Director of Central Intelligence. So when it was the Director of Central Intelligence, it was Sidney Sawyers from January 13th, 1946 to 10th of June, 1946. And I'm going to make this slightly bigger. Even though I've got new glasses and I can see, I don't think you can see. So then Hoyt Vandenberg took over on the day he left, to the 1st of May 1947. Then on the 1st of May 1947, it was taken over by Roscoe H. Hillen something. Okay, we are going to have to use the speech thing so I can get my mouth around that. Hillencotter. There we go. And till 7th of October 1950. So far, he's had the longest reign. Okay. So then, on the 7th of October, Walter Bedell Smith got in there and he finished on the 9th of February 1953. And then the 29th of November 1961, John McCone took over and he finished on the 28th of April 1965. So he's actually, sorry, I've missed one, haven't I? Sorry. 26th of February 1953 to 29th of November, Alan W. Dulles. I was right. Dulles. 8 years in that role. And he did 4 years in that row. Then it was taken over by William F. Reborn on the day he left to the 30th of June 1966. Then it was taken over on that date by Richard Helms till 2nd of February 1973. And then on the 2nd, he only took a day. Oh, okay, no, he was a couple of months. 2nd of February 1973 to the 2nd of July 1973, James R. Selinger. I think that's the name. And then on the 4th of September to the 30th of January 1976, William Colby. Bush baby. The 30th of January 1976 to the 20th of January 1977. On March of that month, Stansfield Turner took over and left on The 20th of January 1981. Okay. 1991, sorry. Oh no, I've missed one again, haven't I? Yeah. The 28th of January 1981 to the 29th of January 1987, William Casey. Okay. 26th of May 1987 till the 31st of August 1991, William Webster. Then November 6th, 1991 till January 20th, 1993, Robert M. Gates. I'll look him up when. And then in 1993 to 1993 to the 10th of January 1995, James Woolsey. Okay. Then the 10th of May 1995 till the 15th of December 1996 was John Dutch. Let's do another talkie. Deutsch. Okay. We only got a few to go. 11th of July 1997 till 11th of July 2004, George Tenet. Okay. Tenet. And January 11th, 2004 to the 22nd of September 2004, John E. McLaughlin was acting. And then Peter Goss was the one who then got the role of being the director of Central Intelligence. And it just goes on to the ones we know. So I'm going to leave that now. And we're going to do another segment with another article, and I'll be back soon. And see you later, guys. Indium. Just to read a little bit about it. Before we move on. So let's get going. Okay. Director of the Central Intelligence Agency. After the Intelligence Reform and Terrorism Prevention Act of 2004 created a new Director of National Intelligence. The position of Director of Central Intelligence, which had the dual role of heading the United States intelligence community and the Central Intelligence Agency proper. A new position of Director of the Central Intelligence Agency was created. The DCIA is responsible for the remaining functions of the CIA, which include a wide range of intelligence analysis and research into intelligence methodology, as well as being in charge of the clandestine human source intelligence and some covert action capabilities organization of the US government, sharing responsibility for covert action with military organizations. So that's basically saying what we know. This is saying what we know. I don't think this. Yeah, the last time it was modified was in 2011. So it's a very old article, but it got to the meat and bones of things. So I'm going to leave it there for now. And in the next video, we're going to do what is the role of the CIA director and what does the director of Central Intelligence do. So I'll see you then, and thank you for watching. Bye guys.